Welcome to the Forward Ever podcast, where we highlight African immigrant leaders in New York and make visible the interest of Africans in New York's immigrant community. My name is Yata Kyuzolu, and you're hearing the sounds of Yakuba Sissoko. In this episode, hosted by Mikako Murphy, hear about Susuana Baidoo's experience immigrating from Ghana to the U.S., job searching as an immigrant, and what she appreciates about ACT.
Hi everyone, this is your host, Mikako, and today I have the honor of chatting with Susuana Baidoo, who is joining us over the phone. Please feel free to follow our conversation through the transcript down below. So, welcome, Ms. Baidoo. Would you be able to give a short self-introduction for our audience? So, your name and your home country?
My name is Susuana Baidoo, and I'm originally from Ghana, West Africa.
Great. Can you tell me a little bit about your childhood and your hometown?
My hometown name is Manfe, M-A-M-F-E, Manfe. Equapping A-K-W-A-D-I-M. Manfe, Equapping in Ghana, West Africa. And very short thing I can say about my childhood is that my mom and dad were married, but along the way they divorced, and I was living with my mom, and my father came and guided me and took me to where he was living, and I started primary school at my hometown at Manfe, where my mother is from. So I did not graduate, and my father came and took me to Ashanti. So I went to school there. I graduated at primary, and then my father had to come back to Equapping. So we came back to Equapping. And that's where I completed my, Form 4 education. And then I went to business school after that. I graduated, and then that's all about my childhood.
Great. Thank you. Wow. When you were younger, did you always want to travel abroad?
So when I graduated from business school, I enrolled in the police force in Ghana. I was a policewoman.
Wow.
And I was a corporal with the police. These guys also from Ghana, my hometown, he wanted to marry me for a long time. So he told me to resign and then join him in the U.S. Unfortunately, I resigned, and the way he pursued the paperwork didn't go through. So I lost the job, the police work. Unfortunately, they were looking for ex-policewomen and ex-policemen with a shipping line. So I went for interview, and I was hired. So I was working on the ship as a security officer. So when you work for 5 years, you are allowed to travel. So I wrote application that I wanted to join my husband in the U.S. So now the question of what drew me to the U.S. is where I'm on now. Can I go on?
Yes, of course.
So I applied, and unfortunately, I was not hired. But the ships were on strike, so there was no ship that comes here. So I was stuck. And they wanted me to start leave the vacation. I said that the purpose of the vacation fulfilled. You know, only time that I can go is when the ship, because I'm allowed to travel with the ship free without paying nothing. So then there was a coup in Ghana also. And then that time the unions have a say. So the union people fought for me, and so they put the union people gave me a letter. They put me in, and that's how I get to US. But it wasn't my intention to travel here. I only came here because of my ex-husband. We are no more together.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a ship all the way from Ghana to the U.S. That's a long boat ride.
That's when the ship was working. They come here all the time. They come and take cargo, and they take passengers, and they bring them back and forth.
Wow.
Like I said, they were on strike. So until they got the strike was over, I was not able to come.
So, can you tell me a little bit about your first experience in the U.S.?
Mm-hmm. My first experience here was not cordial at all. My husband, I went through hell with him. Yes. It's a long thing. I cannot, I don't think if I start telling you everything about it, your table, your recording will be over. You won't have room for it. So all I can say is that my first experience was that good. Mm. And I was in Chicago. I went there summertime, so I didn't know about the weather there. The weather was very, very, cold. Mm. Somebody who just came from tropical land, and I came at the time of summer. And then all of a sudden, the cold started. It was west. Because the weather in Chicago is very bad. That's why they call it Windy City. Mm-hmm. Very windy and cold. I mean cold. 20 below, 30 below, 50 below, and all that. And they have summer, they have spring and fall over there. When it's springtime and you are going out, you better take your heavy coat. Yes, because it can fall. The weather can fall at any time. Everything is extreme.
Yeah, I know. Chicago, way too cold. How did you adapt to living in the U.S. or New York? What were your concerns? What were you excited about?
I wanted to go back because of the experience that my ex-husband was giving me. I wasn't welcome. That's the way I saw it. So I wanted to go back. What I can say is that because of my police training, police experience I have, I'm able to handle every obstacle with the help of God. The police training and the help of God, I was able to handle the obstacles in my way. I decided to go to school because back home, the police and the Black Allies, I was the steno secretary. So I took the executive secretary class course, and I graduated with straight A. I was a straight A student. So when I graduated, I used to go for interview for jobs. Anytime I go, they couldn't wait to hire me. But when I go there and I answer phone calls, they said I have accent, so they could not understand me. I lost a job, a very nice job. I lost it because of the accent. So I talked to my auntie. She's here. She advised me to come to New York. Because over here, everybody can understand everybody. It doesn't matter what kind of English you are speaking, they will figure out, they will know. The only thing that they differ is that they will know that you are not from America. But they will understand what you're saying. So that's how I came to New York. I started to take any job that will come my way until I get a job for my skills. So I'll start working at the 40th Street in Brooklyn. I worked there for about 2 to 3 years. And I got a job. I put in my resumes. And I used to go for interviews in Queens. And I was hired as an executive secretary clerk. So that's the work I was doing over there. And I lost that job because my mother was sick and I went home to make sure that she get a good doctor, take care of her. A day before my coming back, I get into a serious accident. And that rendered me unable to work. They sent me to rehab for 1 year. So I had this disability. I wasn't able to work anymore. I got into another serious accident and make everything worse for me. So that's my story.
Yeah, so during your time in New York, how did you find ACT?
What happened was because I was in the police over here, they have association called Veterans Association. The association is with the people who were in the police and the army, and the fire service, customs. We are the people that they let you join the association. So one day, Amaha came there and he told us about this act, how they want to, help people and all that. And I said that is a good idea. So I decided to join. So I called him. He left his number and I called him. And he called me because some people were sponsoring them. So anytime he want to go to interview to get people he called me to go with him. So I used to go with him. That's how I got to know about us. And I like what they are doing to help people who don't know where to go, who need help, they don't know where to go to get help. So I would love to do that. Because I don't know what I went through, even with my ex-husband. It took me 2 years for me to get my green card after we went for the interview because he put me out from his house. So my green card, when they sent it to him, he decided to keep it. So for 2 years, I was waiting to go to school at that time. Unfortunately, I couldn't go because I wanted to work my fees and everything, the financial aid. So I couldn't go. I was waiting. I decided to see my lawyer. And the lawyer called immigration, and immigration made us to understand. So they warned my ex-husband that you better not use that green card anymore. So they asked me to go and fill a form for replacement. That's how I did. I know how it is for people who don't have papers, how it's been a stumbling block in whatever they plan to do. So I know it helps when you're sitting down there, trying to figure out how you can get papers so that you can move, because America here, if you don't have paper, so many things that stand in your way. So I become so much interested in this to help people who are not exactly in my shoes, but maybe worse than where I was, so that I can find a way to help them. So that's why, unfortunately, because of my disability, I'm not able to get too much involved, because there are certain places that they go in, I cannot go. They do demonstrations, I would like to be part of it. I couldn't do it because of my disability. But other than that, anything that I can do to help, I would love to do it.
Wow, thank you. Yeah. I'm wondering, what does the future hold in store for you?
Well, right now, like I said, I'm disabled, so I cannot do anything. But I retired. What I'm contemplating doing is maybe I'll go home for 6 months and I'll come back 6 months. I'm trying to do that with the help of God, of course. If it's the will of God, that's what I would like to do. When I go home, anytime I come, I'll still be a member of ACT, and anything that they want me to do, and if it's within my power to do it, I will do it. Thank you. And God bless us all. Was it okay?
Yeah, of course. That was amazing. Thank you for sharing all of that.
Okay. What next? What do you want me to do next?
I think that was great. Yeah. I guess if there's anything else you'd like to add that I didn't put in the questions, you can say that.
The only thing I can add is that with me, like I said, I retired, right? So all the young people, and not only young people, anybody who needs help should feel free to find out how you can get the help. And you contact ACT, or there's something like that for that. Through ACT, Amaha introduced me to a lawyer, and the lawyer filed for my son's citizenship, and then she filed for my daughter-in-law and my grandson, all through ACT. So the lawyer went to hell before finally they let my grandson came. And then after that, they denied my daughter-in-law. And then later on, we appealed, and it went through. I shared that experience with the ACT. So through ACT, my daughter-in-law and my grandson came. And my son is the citizenship. So if you need help, anybody who needs help should be feel free to contact ACT. Amaha is doing a great job. God bless him. And Akinde too, and other people, and they will help them any way that they can. They will help them. Also, those who got help already should, let others know, because there are so many people around or somewhere, they don't know what is going on, so they don't know what to do when they are in trouble or when they want help. So we should broadcast, send information out for people who don't know, so that they can also come and get the help. That's what I would like to add.
Great. Yes. We need to spread the news, spread the good word.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for your time today. It was a pleasure speaking with you. And for our audience, I hope you've enjoyed listening to Susuana's story along with me.
Thanks for listening to the Forward Ever podcast, a collaboration between African Communities Together and Barnard College. To learn more about African Communities Together and the many ways you can support our mission, visit our website at africans.us or follow us on social media. Our social media handle on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter is AfricansUS. Like, comment, and share. Forward ever, backwards never.